Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's podcast number 2. Today we've got a very special guest, Calli Faraway, and she's very young, very talented, and she in fact designed our club merchandise, the Instagram logo that you're all used to seeing, and today I want to pick a brain about all things related to photography, the controversial issue of women in the car scene, and all stuff like that. I mean, anything could happen. So make sure you stay tuned to the end. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any future content. And we'll get straight to it. So, Calli. So why don't you say hi to all the viewers and introduce yourself and let people know what you do in the car scene.
Okay, so I've instantly forgotten everything about myself. So yeah, I'm Calli Faraway. I'm a photographer and I specialise in automotive photography. I've just finished my college photography diploma, and I'll be starting my photography degree in September at uni. Yeah, freelance photographer and automotive artist is what I usually say.
That's a cool title. I gotta give you that. So how old are you? I don't actually know this myself.
I'm 18, but I'll be 19 in October.
Oh, so if I remember right, am I right? When you designed our logos and stuff, you were 17, or were you 18?
Oh no, I was 18 then.
Ah, because I remember, I don't even know how I come across your Instagram page. Like, your photographs are incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm waving this pen around. I need like a. So, I don't even know where I'm going with that.
I think it was the typography thing I created in Photoshop with the Beetle.
Yes,
Maybe?
yes, I think
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. So how did things develop to where you are now? Because obviously you are quite young, but already you've started to create quite a big following of fans and people that tag you in all sorts of stuff. So what's been your sort of build up?
So I started photography in secondary school, and I took it as one of my options, funnily enough, because I thought it was going to be really easy, because I was going to take things like computer science and maths and geography, like heavy subjects, but I took photography as one of them because I thought it would be easy. But I did quickly fall in love with it, and it was actually a lot of thanks to my teacher at the time, because he was really passionate about it, and he runs his own, he's not a teacher anymore, he runs his own YouTube channel called The School of Photography.
Oh, plug.
Really
I'll get that. I'll get that in the. I'll put a little box. Go on, sorry.
That's right. So yeah, it started in secondary school, and then obviously I took it a level 3 extended diploma in photography at college, which I've just finished. But really, my kind of first big jump into the car scene was when I went to my first roll card show. I don't know if you've heard of roll card.
I have. I had a bit of a history with Roll Hard. We'll not go into it, but
Okay.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've always been into cars since I was little, because my dad's a massive petrol head, and he has a Caterham 7 Roadster as a track car, and he actually raced it competitively in the Caterham Championship for 2 years in a row, but then stopped because of me.
Oh.
Because it was dangerous. But yeah, so I've always been into cars, but yeah, roll hard really, I really liked the atmosphere there, and I they had such a diverse amount of cars. I think it opened my mind up to way more than what I thought the car scene was.
Yeah.
Because my dad's not really in the car scene. He likes cars, but he's not really a part of the car culture, if you know what I mean. But yeah, cars and photography really started to mix when I managed to get a media pass for Arena Essex at their King of the Ring events. I actually found the other day, I got a flat tyre in my car, and when I opened the boot to get all the tools out, I found a tripod I accidentally stole. That was
Oh yeah, accidentally. Yeah, I've accidentally stolen loads of things.
Sorry, Arena Essex / King of the Ring. It's a nice memento to have, but yeah, and I was literally in the centre of the action because their track is just like an oval. And with the media pass, I was able to go inside on kind of like the dirt part, and around to the outside, but inside the fence. So yeah, I got up close to all the drivers, and that actually got me really interested in drifting itself.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
yeah, I think there's something about the... I don't know, like the car scene as a whole, I think the atmosphere is completely different to anything else that you'll see.
Yeah.
Like if you take car shows, or whether it be some sort of event, or the two merge together like Japfest. I don't know if you've ever been at Silverstone. So they've got so they've got the car show in the middle of the drift event that's going on.
Yeah.
And like the atmosphere is unreal, and I've never found anything like it anywhere else. I think that's what attracted me to it, and
yeah.
Obviously individualism, that you can pretty much do what you want and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes it great, and that's what I love to capture when I take photos, because like being individual is what makes the cars exciting and interesting, and it helps give the cars a personality as well. So when I do take my photos, that's what I try and capture. I try and capture the details of the car and what makes them different, because that is what makes them interesting, the diversity of it all.
Yeah. I'm really struggling at the minute with. I've got quite a standard car because all my money's going into the club and the brand and merchandise and things. So, but yeah, I went from an S2000 that was like relatively different. It had bits on it that were different and stuff like that, to a GT86, which is a cool car in itself, but other than like a whopping great loud exhaust, there's not that much that's changed on it. But that's my goal for next year, to have a unique car, and hopefully you'll spot it and take some photos of it.
Yeah, I can do that.
But no, photography's hard. It's a hard career. I've only recently found out. I bought my first camera, proper SLR, so I can record better videos and stuff. But it's then opened up the possibility of taking photos, and it is nails. There's so much to know.
Yeah, I mean, there's the whole, like the first thing that I obviously learned is all the manual settings, because like the thought of trying to take automatically set photos is just like makes me want to throw up. Because it's like you never properly get to control the elements of the photo. So you've got shutter speeds and aperture, which are the main two that you want to balance. I don't know if you know what they are.
I've watched a few YouTube videos,
Yeah, so your shutter speed is, the faster it is, the faster the shutter actually opens and closes for. Well, it's the amount of time really, and the aperture controls how much light is let in, and it's also what controls the depth of field, and what's blurry and what isn't. But yeah, I use my 50mm lens, and it's the cheapest lens I have. I think it was like £100, compared to the others, which are like they're so much more expensive than I originally thought. But yeah, I use it basically all the time. It is a fixed lens, so you can't like zoom in and out, which can be a problem at certain car shows, because if you walk away from a car, people then walk in front of you.
Don't.
Yeah. And some people are really nice and they'll stand there and wait, and others just have no idea and they'll walk past. But then again, I don't feel bad for the people that are waiting, because I don't want to like become a like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah.
Well, when you get massive, maybe you can hire some people as like blockers, and they could just stand outside of the car like. Well, so one thing I did want to talk to you about was that for anyone who follows you, they probably will be aware that you're a bit of an advocate for girl power and girls doing things that perhaps is a little bit out of the norm for, like, you know, gender stereotypes and stuff like that. And it's a little bit controversial, so stay with us, because I know people are going to have some strong thoughts on, you know, girls in the car scene and car girls as a whole and stuff like that. But I just wanted to know your thoughts, like how are girls or women, represented in the automotive world?
Yeah. Well, I think it's, instead of how women are seen in the car world, it's kind of how women see it themselves and how they see themselves as an individual. As I know a lot of women that are equally as passionate and like motivated to achieve things in the car world, just the same as guys would be. And like that's obviously awesome, because it doesn't really matter if you're male or female. We all share the same passion, but it is a shame, I think, that some girls who want to get involved feel that they are either expected to or pressured into kind of like modelling with their cars and wearing less clothing. And obviously, if girls want to do that, then, you know, that's what they want to do. Like, if it makes them happy, that's great. But yeah, it's a shame, I think, for some that feel that that's what they have to do to be accepted into it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a weird one for me, because obviously I'm not female. I don't know if you got that, you know. But yeah, it's odd, because so for me, like I personally enjoy cars. It doesn't matter, you know, whatever gender you are, or you know. But then you know, I think it'd be a much different scene if you went onto a bloke's car page and he was then posing around like half naked, you know what I mean?
It's funny, isn't it, when guys do it?
Yeah.
Which is, it's fun, you know. Yeah, it's like what you were saying about if you're interested in the cars. Like, I mean, it'd be different if I was saying this as a guy, but I wouldn't follow a girl's account, particularly if she looked good. I would follow it if I like the car.
Yeah.
Same as with a guy. I'm sure Sam will appreciate me saying this, but I won't follow him because he looks good. I'll follow him because I like his car.
Did you just say that the best thing about Sam is his car? All right, yeah, I've got you.
No.
I've got you. I heard everybody heard that. That's it. We're all.
Not that his car's bad either. It's you know how Jeremy Clarkson always says about the handbrake turns and how they press them in. I think that's what got me.
he's got a strong handbrake game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there are obviously, of women in the car scene that are slightly higher on the influencer list than the average person, obviously. But how do you find that people, the ratio of sort of guys to girls, is it easier for girls in the car scene to get recognition, do you think, or is it easier for guys to get into those positions, or?
Well, obviously, it is a male-dominated kind of lifestyle, and that doesn't mean it's because cars are a male interest, because females are interested in them as well. It just happens to be that there's more guys. But I forgot what you said. what was the other bit?
Is it easier for women to get into those higher roles than guys?
Yes. So, well, I'm not sure about the roles that you can get, but from my personal experience, I think that it can. I know that I've been viewed. Get my words summed up. I think the negative part that usually comes as being a girl in the car scene is that I've been underestimated a lot, where it's kind of a thing that, oh, she's a girl, she's probably not that great at taking photos, just a bit of fun for her really, or she doesn't really know anything about cars and thinks it's just pussy or something. And that's actually what motivates me to create better content, because I want to prove them wrong, and I'd like to think that I have in the past. But yeah, I think girls can be underestimated, but I also feel like there's a pressure there for, if a girl wants to get into a male-dominated sport or hobby or something, then they have to be really good at it in order to be accepted. And I found that even at school, in computer science, when I did that as a GCSE, there was only me and one other girl in the class, and there was 30 other guys, and they would always pick on us because we're girls, we stand out because we're the minority, and if we do anything wrong, then it's easy to, it's there, it's obvious, because I guess the focus is on us because we're the minority, I guess. So in some ways we do get more attention. Obviously that can be both positive and negative. I think it's just how you kind of deal with it and what you do with it. So if I'm getting certain attention, if someone said something completely sexist and it's like, oh, Calli's a girl, she's only in it for the wrong intention, she's not good at photography, I just ignore it, or take it on board and go, okay, right, good that you think that.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Yeah,
cheers, pal.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because I know who I am. I know that I think I do good work. I'm comfortable in myself, so what people really say doesn't really matter to me. But obviously I take on criticism and I'll improve from it. But yeah.
No, that's really good, and I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit here because you're the first female that we've had on the show,
Yeah.
on the channel, whatever this is, and yeah, it's something that I see quite a lot. You might have I can sort of see it from both sides. So I'm a bit of a feminist. You know, I want women to do really well. I want it to be a 50-50 split in the car scene, and you know, ideal. But you know, I can see the frustration from the guy's side, because you know, you've got a girl with, you know, a standard boring car, as it were, you know what I mean, like quite a common car, and they've got 30,000 followers because they're, you know, they like wearing bikinis, we'll say, or something like that. And so I can see that frustration, because there's guys with, you know, outstanding cars that aren't getting that same attention, but I can see the female side, that they just want to get taken seriously, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think I can relate that to photography as well, because like, I know there's a lot of professional photographers that on Instagram may have 500 followers and get 20 likes a post, and then there's some people that maybe do it as a hobby, not have the biggest passion for it, but because they hustle so much on Instagram and do shout outs and spam people with likes and follow a bunch of people just to get them back, they'll have like 10k followers, get maybe 5,000 likes on each post, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that their photography is better.
Yeah.
They just have a bigger following, and it frustrates me sometimes, but I know that social media isn't everything. Like, I know that my website's a lot more important, and at the end of the day, my work's more important, because the employer isn't going to care how many followers I have or likes I get. They want to know my work is good and it's consistent. Yeah, I understand how some people may find it frustrating. I'm sure other girls might find it frustrating if they put their heart into building their car, but they don't get as many likes because they don't take their top off, maybe. I could see that would be frustrating as well. But at the end of the day, it's just how social media works and online, because sex sells. So
that's
just what it is, really.
This is what I was going to say. So it's quite a difficult position for me at the minute, because I sort of, in a way, don't agree with the premise of getting my branded merchandise out there by using the sex thing. But I've actually just, or I'm in the process of hiring a model to come and, you know, for a photo shoot and stuff like that.
That's just how marketing works. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with that, because the goal is to sell like the merch, isn't it? And that's just it's always been a great marketing method. So there's nothing really wrong with it.
I know, but it feels, for me, it feels so wrong.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You don't want to almost like show girls that's all they're useful for.
Yeah. I don't want to be involved in the devaluing of women as such. In my head, it's a very fine line. You know, obviously, I'm not forcing anyone to do it, and it's their job, and they are getting paid for it. So, you know, and if it's what they want to do, then more power to them. The only thing is, you know, it's just a very awkward situation. But you know, if women are happy doing whatever they want, then that's fine at the end of the day.
I know a few, not like personally, but I know some models, and I know there's definitely a few on Instagram that do love modelling. And then they get their butts put on air fresheners in cars.
I actually had this conversation yesterday, so yeah, I'm very interested to hear what, you know. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. I mean, that's kind of cool. I think anyway, like, it'd almost be funny, I guess, if I had a girl's butt on my air freshener in my car. At the end of the day, people can do whatever they want. If it makes them happy, it makes them happy. And, you know, my opinion's almost invalid if they want to put their butt on air freshener. It's not my decision, you know. They're just doing what makes them happy, so why should anyone stop them from doing that?
Yeah, it's jealousy on my part because no one will put my butt on an air freshener.
Oh.
I might start selling them now, I don't know. I might make a special edition.
Yeah, good. Well, there was actually, I forget what car show it is. It's, I don't know if it's Slammed UK or something like that, but the guy, I might get that totally wrong and people will get angry with me, but the guy had a massive kind of wrapped sticker of himself naked on the side of his van, and then he had a poster over his private area saying Stand UK or whatever show it was. And recently they've changed it to like stay home, save lives for the NHS with the whole COVID situation, which I thought was actually really cool. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
So, I think we've successfully covered the women in the car scene subject.
Yeah.
So what? I'll give you one of those school questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? No, but have you got any like, you know, future aspirations, like maybe like a real high end goal that you really want to strive for, or something like that?
Well, at the end of the day, if I can take photos of cars and get paid from it, make a living from it, I'll be happy. Obviously, in 3 years' time, I'll have finished my uni degree, and the goal is to really be a freelance photographer. I'm quite interested in getting into kind of automotive journalism. It could be to do with the fact I've binge watched the Grand Tour for the last week.
Yes, I've run out of things to watch in the car world.
Really, I just love to travel, see different cars, be able to create my own kind of visual art out of them. Yeah, and I think way in the future I would like to teach photography. But if I could get maybe on TV or do something like that, reporting, just creating content really, I think that's what I really want to do. Yeah, but I guess the dream job would be to be Hoonigan's photographer.
Oof.
I know they don't have one photographer. I know Larry Chen.
Yes.
Larry Chen Photo, he's like their main one, but I don't think he's directly employed by them. But if that was a job role, I would love to have that.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but at some point you're going to be on a TV now, so it's not really, you know, 24 hours time you will have been on a TV, so you know. Yeah, no, I get what you mean, and it's good to have. I personally think it's good to have small goals. I've literally got my little list of goals here. I don't know if you can see them. Little goals, and I keep it here when I'm recording things. I keep looking at them, and the list gets longer. But I think it's also, you know, they're small time goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's good to have. It's hard to word, like a goal that's almost unreachable.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like that quote or saying like, shoot for the moon and if you miss you'll land amongst the stars. And to be honest, I do that a lot of the time with my college work. Like, my original plan before COVID unfortunately came along, because my college project was on passions and obsessions, I was going to go to all the car shows as I usually do, but really focus on the people with their cars rather than just the cars, to capture their passion for it. And at the end, I was going to create this massive wooden Beetle, VW Beetle out of wood, like structure, and have my photos printed big and put in it. That, I think it was kind of totally unrealistic. But if I could get close to that, then that would have been cool.
Well, yeah, why not? I mean, I always say, when people ask me sort of what my goals are, I always say, because I've watched YouTube videos on cars for God knows how long, so I want to have the fan following of Car Throttle. I want to be at that level, but I want to have the unit that Juicebox have got, and things like that. I mean, I'm looking at a unit at the minute, and I can't afford it in any way, shape, or form. But it's 15 grand is my immediate sort of goal. Within the next couple of years or whatever, that's where I'd like to be, because I'd like to. That's how much the unit costs. Then I can host my own meets. I can. Workshop area. I can have an office that's not my spare bedroom. Things like that. Like, it's good. It's good to aim for things like that, I think. So yeah, what I wanted to say is I'm not super up to date in like the YouTube. No, you dick. It says YouTube on my page. I just looked at it and no. So what I wanted to ask you was, I'm not really involved in the VW scene. I'm more of a JDM type guy. So how do you find? Because I know VW enthusiasts can be. In my head, it tells me to say narrow-minded, but I didn't mean narrow-minded. I mean, they're quite comparable to Honda guys, where it's like, this is what we like, and
Well, I actually think that VW enthusiasts have so much patience and passion for their VWs. I mean, I'm talking more about like the classic Beetles and the vans compared to like your boy racer Gold style thing.
Old school is definitely better, in my opinion.
Yeah, and to be honest, until I met my boyfriend Sam Bradley, I didn't actually understand it at all. I guess it didn't really take my initial interest, because my dad's got a Dodge Ram truck that is imported from America, and I very much love American muscle cars.
They're 5 litres, I believe, aren't they? 5 point.
Oh, I think it's more than that. It gets about 7 miles to the gallon.
Oh yeah. Weirdly, on that note, like the guy that bought my S2000, I was so sad. So I had to sell it, and I was gutted about it. Some young lad came to look at it with his dad, and I was sat in my living room just waiting for him, and I can hear like sort of someone pull onto the estate. It was like whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, the fuck is this? And that it pulled up outside, and obviously seeing that parked next to the S2000 was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, but I've said the reason why I say VW enthusiasts are so patient is because, but obviously because the cars are classics, they break down a lot, but their passion for them is unreal, because it's putting up with it, it's constantly fixing it, and caring. The amount you have to care for them is huge. I know Sam and his Beetle, I don't think it breaks down too much, If it does, it's usually Sam's fault because he's doing some wild drifting thing with it. But yeah, I do admire the VW enthusiast. Hopefully, well, I like to say I think I'm one, even though I haven't got a Beetle yet. But when I do, it'll be pink.
Is that your? Do you reckon that's your next car? You know, are you?
Likely, I think I'll be pushed into it by a certain someone. But I think before then, I will get a cheaper car to run. I think because my Hyundai is like it's not that bad with fuel, but I'll have that cheap car that allows me to save up for a project car. Which will most likely be a Beetle, as you said. But I think when in the future, I will definitely have an American muscle car, because I love them too much.
Yeah, but again, I've never been that into American muscle. There's no real reason behind it. I don't know. You know, I appreciate all cars, but yeah, I don't know. I've never fancied one. You know what I mean?
I think the love will come when you actually get to sit in one or drive one. But I mean, to be honest, I'm interested in all cars. I love all of them really. Like when you go to a car show, even though someone might say that they're hardcore Japanese enthusiasts, they'll still look at a Mustang if it's been tuned right and it's, and revving loud, but it's beefy as well, not just like your annoying Honda Reds.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It grabs your attention. But yeah, I like all cars. I think when it comes to Japanese cars, the part that interests me most is the drifting.
Yeah.
I actually have a JDM like handle. I forget what they're called, but I can't even say. I think I know what they're called, but I can't actually say it because it's a Japanese word. But it's like the hand thing that you hold.
Oh, the oh shit handle.
Yeah. Nice, but I know a lot of people put them by their exhaust, like that.
I know what you mean. Yeah, they're like the toe rings.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember what they're called though.
I've got mine on the oh shit handle, and it's a pink heart.
I was gonna say it. Yeah. I bet it's the love art. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like the Japanese car scene because it's so wild.
Yeah.
You know, like I think, I've been to quite a few shows where I've not taken my car and what have you, and you wander around and it's like, the centre of the show. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an unbelievable car, but it's like an all original Beamer, we'll say.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but I just think that, like, in my opinion, it perhaps costs a little more to keep something all original.
Yeah.
If something breaks, to make sure you get that OEM part.
Yeah.
It just doesn't excite me. It doesn't. What does James May say? It doesn't give me the fizz. Whereas like Japanese cars, nobody's going to bat an eyelid if you say, well, I've taken that engine out and I'm just going to hoy this 2J in it or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's just what I like, that you can, sky's the limit,
Yeah. The whole modification side, what you can do to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are bad things, because I think I've actually got a video coming up soon, a little plug, of cheap things that are targeted towards modifying your car, and mostly it is Japanese based stuff, you know what I mean?
The things you can get on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went through a phase of looking at eBay stuff So I got my car before I turned 17, so before I had my licence. And I used to go out and just sit in it and listen to music because I mean, it's a Hyundai, but it was my first car. So.
Oh yeah, your first car was special.
Yeah, like I would sit in it, but I was like, oh, I've got all these mods planned. I'm gonna get, NRG Innovations.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the new pink Prisma seats, and I can get the removable steering wheel. And then I was looking at those little things that you can kind of drill and screw into the exhaust that.
Turbo noise.
Yeah. Yeah. Never bought any, luckily. But yeah, I did go through that phase.
Yeah, I think it's something that a lot of people. I sort of grew up around cars. My dad's a mechanic, so we were always fixing cars. So I don't think I ever had that stage because he'd have probably kicked my head in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I think everyone sort of has that. I did on the S2000. I had a friend of mine was getting rid of a big carbon wings.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, the back of the S2000. I personally think that the back of the S2000 standard looks horrendous from the side.
Yeah.
It's super short, but instead of being like, I don't know, the Beamer, you know, like the Z4, is it? Their little converter. I think it's a Z4. It's got like, you know, a little ducktail flick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't. For some reason, how they designed it was for it to just sort of drop off like a melting Kit Kat. So I just.
Melting Kit Kat.
Yeah, it is. Melting Kit Kat is just at the end. But no, I just. So I had it off him and I drilled it through my boot lid.
Oh.
And about me and my friends at work did it. And I think kidded myself for a long time that because at that point I then couldn't afford another boot lid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then I had to get it painted and stuff like that.
It looks good, it's fine.
Yeah, and I was like, it looks good. Like people, you know, they just don't get it and stuff like that. Because it was my first proper sort of show car sort of thing. I was quite late to the game. Loved cars, but never bothered because I used to do being in the military so many miles. I used to do like 500 miles a weekend, and I tried to do it in the S2000. Like it was horrendous, the worst long distance daily car ever. But yeah, so I just kidded myself that it looked good, and everyone hated it, and then eventually I hated it, and it was too late. But so everyone does go through it. But yeah, that's the plan, to get loads of like cheap mods and see if any of them are actually worth buying. Yeah, well, I can't do much else.
Yeah.
You know? Well, yeah, but luckily we're getting to the stage now where obviously things are lifting. So we're starting to organise. We're doing like a mega meet with other clubs as like a bit of a. As soon as lockdown's over, we're going to aim for like a Halloween type thing. So if you're, did you say you were Essex way?
Yeah. Essex.
So it's going to be somewhere around the Suffolk area.
Yeah.
So if you want to come across, you're more than welcome. But yeah, we're going to try and go for a Halloween mega meet of like 4 or 5 different clubs. So it should be quite big.
Hopefully we can get a vaccine by then.
Well, you know, I think October's quite a reasonable thought to when things will chill out. I personally think.
Actually, yeah, like it is unfortunate about the effect it's had so far, and obviously a massive thank you to the NHS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully things do get better soon.
Yeah, no, they are doing a great job. It's a job I wouldn't want to do at the minute, you know.
Yeah, they're very, like, extremely great.
Yeah, it's just a shame for, you know, there's a lot of shows that have cancelled. You know, obviously by no fault of their own, the ones that are close to the start of the season have just cancelled. But you know, Santapod put like a statement out that, you know, they're really struggling.
Yeah.
And go on, sorry.
With the finances, and if everyone kind of asks for a refund instead of taking the voucher to use next year, they most likely won't be able to function next year, which is really sad because the Santapod events were the things I was looking forward to the most this year. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they can make it through.
Yeah, me too. To be honest, I don't think it'll shut. I think that, you know, I mean, can you name another drag strip in the UK?
No.
I can't.
Not apart from like a Morrison's car park.
Fastest drag strip in the world. No.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Never.
So I just think from that, if it got to that stage, that the car scene would pull together.
Yeah, I definitely think so. If they couldn't get any type of loan or anything, then yeah, I don't see how it would stop.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what that. If they still continue to struggle, we'll set up a Just Giving page. Me and you, and we'll single-handedly save them.
Right.
No, I think the car scene can be used for huge greatness. I mean, it can be used for horrible stuff, but
yeah.
know.
I mean, that's actually something I explored in. It was kind of a college project, but it was also just one of my personal ones about the positives and the negatives of the car scene. It's what I actually created my first independent exhibition on. And I basically photographed obviously the negative things that are in the car scene, such as street racing, and people revving and doing burnouts on the road and donuts. I also captured the really good things, like how it is a way of life for some people, and the respect that I think a lot of enthusiasts have for each other. I think it's funny because there's also that need to let people know that you're an enthusiast, and I think that's what it's the whole community side. So if you see someone go down the street in their car and it's obviously like maybe in their Ford Fiesta and it's got a map on it or something, you'll see someone who's an enthusiast like put their thumb up and they're like, yeah, like that. But yeah, I think there is more positivity in the car scene than many people realise. Obviously, the general public will see it as probably a mostly negative thing. But I think that's just because they never get the opportunity to see it in a positive light, because the place where you see the most positivity is at car shows. And if you're not interested in cars, you're not going to go to the car show. So you'll never get that kind of opportunity to see the goods.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, I really hope that the car scene pulls together, and I personally think that we should completely cancel the summer's car shows and car events, everything, and just move them to the winter, and have like a mega car year all the way through from winter to, you know, next autumn.
Yeah, I think it'd be much better for people to just say next year, rather than kind of half-assed doing it this year if they can. Do something really good when it's all safe and everything's all okay to go ahead with, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many weekends that, you know, places have got available, you know, when they're expecting everything to come off lockdown. So JAE, Modnat and Jack Performance Show, which are like arguably three of the biggest shows in the UK throughout the year, have all now been moved to the same weekend.
Yeah.
But I would go to all of those shows, you know, so it's a hard one.
Yeah, it is very difficult. I mean, it's unprecedented circumstances, so no one really knows what to do.
No. But yeah, I think we've absolutely smashed that. We've covered everything on my list.
Can you hear the noise outside?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you were like chainsawing or something.
No, hang on, let me close the door. Oh, my dad has picked up woodworking and so he's sawing or something at the moment.
I just seen your last project. It looks proper cool.
Yeah, I've got it here actually.
Oh.
I was ready.
Oh, did you expect? Sorry.
No, I mean, I just got somewhat interesting things around me before I started in case I needed them.
Like a diversion. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I do the same with all this stuff. If I this is my oh, obviously we didn't talk about the pink lights. You can't really see them on the screen, but on the camera. Yeah, I've never had. I don't think I have. No, I've never had pink lights on a YouTube video yet, so it's a Calli special there, like. But yeah, this is it's slowly filling up of people that I've worked with and things like that. Or, you know, people I would like to work with will be on there. But, you know, no, but thanks for coming on and giving us your opinion. Like, honestly, I wish you all the best in the future. I think being so young and achieving what you are already, you found your niche. You found.
I'm quite lucky in that respect, because I do feel like I have a sort of head start. But yeah, it just motivates me because I think, well, I'm lucky to have this, so I've got to use it properly.
Yeah. I think we answered it actually. I ask everyone what your dream car is for the future, but I think we might have already answered it.
Yeah, so it's a vague answer between a classic Volkswagen Beetle and some type of muscle car, whether it's a Mustang, a Hellcat, or something like that.
Yeah. And what's your biggest motivation right now?
Oh, that's difficult. I'd have to say my constant motivation and inspiration is Michelle Westby. I'm a bit of a fangirl, really.
Aye, so am I. I think she's amazing. Yeah, like, I think to do what she's doing on top of having a full-time job is unreal.
It is so cool to follow the things that she does. I mean, I first met her I first heard about her on Car Fossil when they did a video. I can't remember what it's called. Something about being a woman and drifting. I thought it was so inspiring, and I messaged her on Instagram. I was like, I just saw the video, like it was so cool. And then, because I was following her, I saw that she was doing Fast and Furious Live.
Yeah.
Which was like at the ep2 and stuff. And I went to see her, I think it was in Manchester, Manchester Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came out at the end on stage, I was going, Michelle! I was shouting her name. And my mum came with me, and she's got a video of me just shouting Michelle.
Oh, so you were proper fangirl?
Yeah.
Like, irrational?
Yeah, like I basically went there just to see her. And I was lucky enough to get, they do this like meet the drivers thing, or meet the stars after. And so they laid out all the cars kind of in the arena, and then they let you come in. And as soon as the show was over, I was like, Mum, we've got to run to get first in line to get in backstage. We had to wait for like half an hour, and I was like so excited. And then finally they take you round, and then they line you up, and then the stars, that everyone comes out from the other side of the arena, and they were walking over, and then the guy's like, okay, you can go and see him now. And I ran to Michelle.
Just ignore everyone.
Yeah, and I was ahead of everyone, and she like opened her arms for me, and I gave her a hug. It was quite funny. Yeah, that's when I first met her. Yeah, and then since then she did a Mustang experience at Santa Pod.
Yeah.
And I went there. I heard about it 2 days before, and then I was like, right, I've got to go. Because I love Mustangs, and I love Michelle, so I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went there and did that with her. But yeah, honestly, she was really cool. There's so many ways I could.
I know she's so down to earth. I think is just the things that she does, and I think it'd be very easy to become quite infatuated with yourself, but she obviously manages it in a way that she is a normal person, just who also does a cool job, and I think that's the best approach.
Like, I know she's made videos of people like at Santa Pod and doing different drifting things, and it is really nice to have a woman like her in the automotive world, because she's herself really. Like, she loves her rock music, and you see that in basically everything she does.
Yeah.
And it's through being herself is what makes people love her, really, because she's not trying to be someone else.
I do think it's important, and going back to the women in the car culture world, I think that she's such an inspiration. I know she's done modelling and stuff, going back to her original point, but I think she obviously enjoys it, and I mean, she looks great. I just think that she doesn't take herself too seriously. She doesn't sort of advertise herself through, well, I like cars, but mostly I do modelling, and try and get that, like the cars are a side business. It's almost the other way around, where cars are the main business, but also I enjoy modelling.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I did the modelling to help pay for the drifting. And I mean, I actually have one of the photos of her as my desktop background. But I mean, it's just a confidence in what she does. Like, I keep forgetting what I was going to say. I was like, no, I'm just going to put it in my head.
So starstruck.
Yeah.
Not with me, I might add. Like, I meant with Michelle. No, that's really cool. And like I said before, I really do wish you all the best for the future. And I think that in 5 years you'll be massive anyway.
Hopefully.
I mean, I think that you're in fact bigger than my club. Anyway, but you know, like, but it's well deserved. Like your photos are unbelievable, and hopefully you'll come and take photos for me and teach me how to use my camera, because
yeah. I don't charge that much. Only like £200 an hour.
£200 an hour? Oh man, I think I made a money. No, but yeah, and thanks again for obviously doing the merchandise designs, the Instagram logo and the t-shirts. Yes, gotta get that plug in there. I'll put the link to the website underneath, so if you do it, that's the Calli's name and photos are on the website. So I really need to stop waving this pen around. So if you do want them, that's where you get them from, and the more we sell, the more it'll benefit Calli as well, because then I'll be able to afford more designs and I'll have to pay. But yeah, it's been great talking to you, and hopefully we can continue to talk in the future, and we can obviously watch you grow into some sort of global megastar that I'm sure that you will become.
If Hoonigan hires me, please Hoonigan.
Oh, well, if Hoonigan hire you, then don't forget about us.
Hopefully they watch this video.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, I'm just gonna put it everywhere. I'm gonna put the link everywhere. No, it's been great speaking, and I will catch you in the DMs, I presume.